Hello and welcome to episode 51 of No Holds Barred Pod. That is Sal Dodgson.
Hello, that is Don McGowan. Welcome one and all. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you've been with us since the beginning, welcome. And to everybody else, welcome also.
Absolutely.
Please like, share, subscribe before we get on to anything else.
Well, I've got a little paragraph about
we
that.
We really do appreciate it. Got a what?
Well, I've got a little paragraph about that, which I'd like to admin-wise. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's listening to us. Thanks. Welcome to all our new Patreon members as well. You are absolutely awesome, by the way, those of you that have signed up for Patreon.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, absolutely. But we're getting lots of views and listens across all our different platforms and YouTube and Spotify. But I was looking at the statistics today, and it works out that we get, 49.4% people of all the people that watch and listen to us, so just under half, are subscribed to us. The other half aren't subscribed. So we're getting loads of people watching and listening, but they're not hitting the subscribe button. So please.
It really helps. Please.
It massively helps. If you're watching and listening, just hit the little subscribe on YouTube or Apple or wherever you're watching and listening from. It really helps, chucks us up the sort of algorithm charts and puts us sort of near the top. So we want to try and get up there with the rest is politics by the end of this year.
That's a lofty ambition, my friend.
Yeah, I know. But you've got to shoot for the stars,
for that. That's
and
exactly
the troll. And you know, there's no reason we shouldn't be. We're
just spreading the truth. It's, it's not about us. It's about what we talk about.
Substance. But yeah, because of the tech behind it all. If you hit the little subscribe button, it does us such a world of good when it comes to sort of being sort of shoved in front of other people. So yeah, if you could hit the subscribe button, we'd be very appreciative. Thank you. Yes.
What a week.
Yeah. So just to let you know quickly, last bit of admin. Website, noholdsbarredpod.com. I'm adding new stuff to that this weekend. And patreon.com/noholdsbarredpod is our Patreon. So that's our admin out of the way. Right, crack on.
Excellent.
So let's go.
I've just realised we've discussed what we're going to talk about today, and we haven't even mentioned sweaty nons.
No, I know.
Which is quite a thing, because it's a history-defining moment.
It is, isn't it? I know. It's just, I wish he'd been nicked for like being part of the, the sex trafficking ring, which he actually was, rather than being a document supplier. But, small steps, baby steps and all that. So hopefully.
I think that's it. I think a lot of, we're hearing this week that 2% of the Epstein files have been released, and they're refusing to release anything else, largely because they probably can't cope with the redactions, I would imagine, because they've been redacting the wrong people for so long off of what they have done.
True.
But it's unreal. But as long as they can, it's a weird one, because they've got him, quite possibly because of reports made by Gordon Brown.
I saw that.
Who, it would seem, has been hanging on, waiting for the right moment.
Yeah. Someone said on Twitter. Go on.
No, go on.
Oh, no. Someone said on Twitter like they didn't have Gordon Brown coming over all Taggart on their bingo card for this year. He's like,
well, there's that. Graham Smith's also. Graham Smith from, I think it's Republic UK, has also reported him, but I think he's done it quite a lot. It's beyond comprehension. The royals are monitored 24/7 by police who all have to have notebooks by law.
Yeah.
And loads of stuff's gone missing. Oh, what a coincidence again. This. Bring in the Hillsborough law pronto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I want to mention that later. But yeah, definitely.
Again, none of this would be happening if that was enacted.
Yeah, there's been a few of the close protection officers come out in the last few weeks, I think, haven't there, and said there's been some stories coming out about them. There was one guy who sort of turned a bit of a whistleblower in that respect, and he was saying that...
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was just an LBC thing I heard this week, and he was saying that they started dressing like the royals and talking like the royals, the close protection officers, that would turn a blind eye when Andrew was around.
Because in their heads, we're special.
Yeah. I think one of the things he said was they started wearing signet rings as if they were, like royalty and stuff like that, the police officers.
That's very Masonic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit Masonic, yeah.
Izzy's,
Yeah, true.
It's not even a hop and a step, is it?
God, we haven't even discussed that. I forgot about that. That was something that was in the news last week, wasn't it? About them being mandated to disclose if they're Masons now, aren't they? The police. The police are the. Yeah,
First I'd
exactly.
heard of it.
No, there's a new legislation went through, and all police officers in Great Britain have to declare in the open if they're part of Masonic Lodge, and all the higher ups in the police are sort of like saying no, we don't want this, basically. But it's a new law that Labour passed, and they're going to have to do it. So it's interesting, and I think that's a good transparency law. That is. So
it is, but as is the way of things in these insane times, all the Masonic Lodge have got to do is rebrand.
Yeah, true. Yeah, what we call today, lads, the Farmers Union. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's yeah, I know what you mean. I know it's easily circumvented like everything else. So we've got a human behaviour problem. I might have mentioned it once or twice. Once or twice, yeah. Yes, very true. We do. You're right, though. Absolutely right. Right. So, shall we put Andrew to bed on that note, or do you want to talk a bit more about him? Should we wait and see what he's got?
All I was going to say was, well, I think I pretty much did, is that they're going to get him on what they've got on him already. There might be stuff filtering through, but that will take time. Yeah. And the sooner that bastard's liberty is curtailed, the better. Yeah,
that's fair. The Al Capone kind of situation, yeah.
Unlike, people who graffiti things, he's been released on bail.
He has, yeah.
So we're just going to have to sit and wait on that one, aren't we? But abolish the monarchy. Hashtag.
Well, he's not. Okay, I'm going to have to be like media friendly here. He's technically not been charged, so he's not been released on bail. He's under no charge.
I just saw that wonderful photograph of him doing something very odd in a car. He was like, it was like Emperor's New Clothes. Like, nobody can see me falling back
weird.
like this.
I know. That's a mad photo.
Not even that.
Yeah. No, I know. Like, I know it's
very
crazy.
Weird, man.
I think that was Reuters photographer Phil Noble that got that. He's got like the shot of the century for that, definitely.
And I will add, just by the by, imagine being an old man who's got an unhealthy interest in collecting teddy bears, so much so he has a map of exactly where they sit on his bed in their place, on pain of borderline. Oh,
I didn't know that bit. I knew about teddy bears. I didn't know.
He has got a bed, and there's like 73 is a rough guess, but it's between, I don't know, 50 and 80 teddy bears that he's got, and they all have to be in a certain order, or the staff get into loads of trouble.
Wow.
It's not healthy. There were clues.
Yeah, exactly.
They were all there. But he's sitting in the cop shop thinking, oh, well, I hope they put Paddington back where he belongs, or, poor. But it speaks to Arrested Development.
Yeah, that's true. It's very, very true. I didn't know the bit about the ordering and the map of teddy bears. That's mad.
That came out ages ago. Phil was talking about it before, and he didn't know about it either.
Was he? No, I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's very odd indeed.
On to other wonky characters. Did you have some news for us?
Well, kind of. Well, it's two things have happened with Matt Goodwin over the last 24 hours. So one is true, 100%. The other is a rumor, which I'll come to in a second. But the first one is, I thought originally when the story came out it was Matt Goodwin's campaign manager, but it wasn't his campaign manager. It was another one. It was a Reform
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Reform UK campaign manager in Tameside. Basically shared racist content online and aligned themselves with far-right groups. He was extremely racist, extremely anti-Semitic, and incredibly anti-trans bigotry. And it was disgusting, basically. So they've removed him. But he was up in Manchester last week with Matt Goodwin, campaigning with him.
He was. They did consider him the campaign manager. He was just online from another area.
That's it. But he was there fully behind Matt Goodwin. And, reforming racism, shocker. again is not really sort of a surprise headline anymore, is it? So, but did you see there's a councillor's been jailed for 12 months today, ex-reform councillor, for coercive behaviour towards his wife?
I didn't. What I did see were like 2 councillors were sacked by reform or something or other, and I thought a couple of months ago we'd have been like, oh, here we go again. Now I don't even. It's so commonplace. I don't even bat an eyelid anymore because they're just all so wrong.
I think the 2 that were sacked were because they went to join Restore with Rupert Lowe, and then one of them has now asked to go back to Reform after 2 days because he said that it was a bit much at Restore Britain. It's like, there's a surprise.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got a little bit on Rupert Lowe for when you're ready, but do go on.
Okay. The other thing about Matt Goodwin is that we've got to be careful because of this by-election next week is that, I don't know. I mean, the thing about the campaign manager's bad enough. You know, imagine if that was like a Labour or a Green campaign manager, it would have been literally...
Oh, the press would be screaming?
Yeah. As I said this morning, like Sky News would be interviewing Matt Goodwin, Zaya Youssef, Layla Cunningham, Richard Tice, not Lee Anderson, he's not allowed out anymore. But, you know, he's a liability in public, isn't he? So, but yeah, it would have been like... GB News would have spontaneously combusted at this, you know. And have we heard about it? No. The only place I heard about it was on Turn Left Media yesterday, or the day before yesterday, whenever it was. So, yeah, it's a media bias outright and fully in the open, as usual, with Reform UK. So, but yeah, the other thing I was going to say was I've heard a few rumours this afternoon that Matt Goodwin may be in a bit of trouble for sexual impropriety, allegedly, when he was at GB News. And another couple of people have said, I don't know if it's linked, but that he may be having to not be part of the by-election next week. So we shall wait and see on that news.
All I'm going to say on that one, as amusing as it might be, is that it's incredible timing.
What, you think they're going to lose, so like they pulled him out?
No, of the person who's filing the complaint.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. They may have been waiting, though. They may have been waiting. I don't know.
Could be. They could be doing a Gordon Brown. Should we call it
exactly. That? But again, it's all speculation. It might not be true, this. But it has. Yeah. I have seen it from about 5 different separate sources this afternoon, that bit of information, one of which being The Guardian. So, you know, you never know. We shall see what happens. But as a lawyer friend of mine pointed out that he wouldn't be able to resign from the by-election now because his name's on the ballot. His name would still, because it's so close to it, have to be on the ballot. Then if he resigned or didn't stand, people could still vote for him. And then if he won, they'd have to restand the entire by-election again. It could be an entire hoopla mess. But
well, even if he wins, isn't there still a question over, God, what? I can't even remember what it was. We were talking about last week.
There was. Well, no, that was the thing with the Electoral Commission, but they've just said, yeah, no, it's fine. But without the imprint on the letter, they've just said, yeah, no, don't worry about it.
So... more on those useless bastards later.
Yeah, so that was, Matt Goodwin. And I've got one other reform thing I wanted to mention this week, or this episode. Shall we do that quickly now?
Mm-hmm.
About their new shadow, well, he's calling himself the Shadow Chancellor. Oh, careful. Oh, no, don't spit. Breathe.
Oh, that was not nice.
Sorry.
Oh, my actual Jesus, what is wrong with them?
So, not content with an unelected bureaucrat Zaya Youssef declaring himself as Shadow Home Secretary. Like, okay, mate, sure thing. Yeah, of course you are. I think he's still got it on his profile. But yeah, Robert Jenrick on his Twitter profile is now labelling himself as Shadow Chancellor and was announced as such by Nigel Farage during the week. But I thought
he's having some hell amnesia, him.
Wow. Who, Jenrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenrick. Well, this is what I wanted to sort of say about, in case anyone isn't aware of Robert Jenrick's financial past within politics. In 2020, when Robert Jenrick was Secretary of State for Housing, Communities and Local Government in Boris Johnson's cabinet, he was involved in a cash for favours scandal whereby he overturned a planning decision from Tower Hamlets Council for a development of houses by ex-Daily Express owner and pawn baron Richard Desmond. So Richard Desmond, he had... I'd had a quick look, but at the time he sold his publishing company, he had 45 porn magazines on the books, as it was. Anyway, he wanted to build a £1 billion development at Westbury Print
Porn magazines are still published.
Oh, this was 2020, yeah. So, sorry, Desmond sold his company in the 2000s, but they were at that point. So I don't know if they still are. I don't really go to petrol stations having an EV, so that used to be the kind of home of porn mags, wasn't it?
Is that where you used to go to get it? You have to find someone else now.
Someone told me that. But yeah, he wanted to chuck up £1 billion development on the Westbury Print Works in the Isle of Dogs, but Tower Hamlets objected and denied him planning permission. About 3 or 4 weeks before that decision happened, Robert Jenrick was at dinner with Richard Desmond, coincidentally, as you are.
Massively
photographed looking at snapped by the press at looking at like a publication advertising booklet for this development that Desmond wanted to put up. This was about a month beforehand. And so Jenrick overturned the planning decision one day before a new community infrastructure levy, a local development tax, came into force. If he'd waited one more day, Richard Desmond would have had to pay £50 million to the council. So it came to light that Robert Jenrick's office as Secretary of State for Housing was working their arses off to get this through before the deadline to save Robert Desmond £50 million. It says 2 weeks after.
How is that not traitorous?
Well, it was. And 2 weeks after the decision, it says Richard Desmond was made a £12,000 donation to the Conservative Party, because don't forget, Jenrick was a Tory then. So the council, Tower Hamlets, challenged it in the High Court, saying that Jenrick had shown bias, and Jenrick didn't contest the judicial review. He accepted that his decision was unlawful by reason of apparent bias.
But doesn't matter, because we can just ask forgiveness instead of permission.
Yeah. And as a result, his planning permission was quashed, and it had to go through a different minister.
Where's the Nolan principles?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't step down. He wasn't rebuked. He didn't have to have any punishment for this. He effectively broke the law for money in the Houses of Parliament as a Secretary of State. That's Robert Jenrick's history in financial politics. And I just, I suppose it suits reform down to the ground, and they're quite well used to sort of buying influence within their political sphere and sort of going to billionaires, aren't they? So
they're disgusting.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Jenrick, the Shadow Chancellor, as he claims to be now, which is such a load of bollocks. It's absolutely ridiculous, because
they're such terribly cynically manipulative bastards.
I know. I thought it was
Speaking
kind of against...
which...
Yeah, go on.
I came up on a little Facebook post from Rupert Lowe.
Oh, yeah.
From Wednesday.
Everyone's favourite racist uncle, yeah.
Now, I've got a hunch you haven't heard about this, because I think I'd have seen it, unless you have seen it and I haven't seen your post on it.
Yeah, go on.
But it's quite a long post, so bear with me. He starts thus. Here is footage of the armed police raiding my home late on Friday night, thanks to Zaya Yousaf's lies. Now Farage's choice to be Home Secretary. Do you know about this?
Is this his guns?
Yeah.
I sort of half saw something, but I didn't really see anything much about it.
All supported by the Reform leadership, supported by Farage. On the 14th of March at 9:30, armed police arrived at my home unannounced, 3 vehicles with 4 armed officers. I am a farmer. I own guns, all entirely legally and properly. The previous day, I had arranged with the police to voluntarily give up my guns because of Yousaf's lies and his malicious police reports. I was not impressed then to have armed police suddenly arrive on my doorstep late at night. The officers stayed until 23:38. They confiscated my guns and left. It took so much time as I have a large collection, so a wheelbarrow was required. I don't know why that's relevant to anything.
Okay, I knew that now.
Apart from, of course, everything was dropped and I got my guns back. Yusuf's lies put my family through this ordeal, supported every way by the reform leadership. Today we find out it all happened because Farage didn't like my comment on mass deporting foreign rapists. The day he announces Yusuf as his potential Home Secretary to lead the police. If he did it to me, he'll do it to you too. This man is not fit to lead the Home Office. None of them are fit to be in government. It's the first time I've ever agreed with him.
True.
What he also did, there are 2 photographs, one of all his guns lined up on the table. Why one man needs like 8 guns? And one of him next to his Arga, of fucking course. The other 2 videos are of the police. Now, I don't know how long it takes you to get your car next to your house.
Yep.
But it takes Rupert Lowe a good, 2 minutes of driving up his drive.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're not engendering sympathy, fella.
No, not at all.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Who wants to watch the police making their way up your extensively long estate drive?
Oh, he put a video of that, did he?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's on my phone.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, no tar.
He's just a melt. But all of them are, they're playing silly at the taxpayers' expense.
Yeah, no, they are. Completely.
This is what we're dealing with.
That was recent he put that out. Because I thought he got
That was Wednesday.
I thought
saw it.
He accused Farage of this exact same thing, I think, last year when he got sacked. I'm going to look at this afterwards. And I think he's basically copy-pasted what he wrote last year on that, because I'm almost certain. Yeah, no. It must be recent because he's talking about Tsar Yusuf being Home Secretary. But I think there was another.
Cross-check it.
Yeah. I think there was another article last year where he did exactly the same accusation. I think it was just after they sacked him, because it was about him saying about mass deportations. What was one of the reasons they gave for sacking him. And I think there was a whole guns thing back then. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I might be just making stuff up, but yeah.
More chance he's making stuff up again.
Well,
remember when his wife's headlights got nicked or some shit?
Oh yeah, the Porsche lights.
you can only steal with a very special key or something.
Exactly, yeah.
But, today's episode of things that never happened.
He's such a snowflake, though, isn't he? Like, he goes on about, like, you can call me this, you can call me that, and then Ginger Tom,
idiot. Yeah,
Ginger Tom, who, right. To be honest with you, I think he overstepped with the face. Ginger Tom.
I don't know why he did that. I think he's great, but that was.
Yeah. Well, he's put out an apology about it today, and he said, that was too far. But Rupert Lowe reported him to the police for it, and like,
not Narinda's one, no.
Oh no, Narinda's one of that was the wheelbarrow with Narinda dead in it, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely disgusting. I know. They're just so snowflakey. And then there's someone else who reported to the police this week as well for a tweet, and he spent the last year going on about Lucy Connolly and you shouldn't be arrested for tweets.
Do you think they don't understand hypocrisy?
Yeah, it's quite possible. It is genuinely quite possible. That applies to most of the far right people. You look at like Tommy Robinson after swanning around America at the moment, and like after begging for money because he was being sort of hunted by ISIS, according to him. Now he's broadcasting every location that he's been in, Spain, America, whatever. But
he's just maybe shit, isn't he?
Well, he is. Yeah, I've got something a little bit about him in a minute, but yeah, Rupert Lowe, what a strange character. And did you see the poll that came out this week? That they put I can't remember which company did the polling, JL Partners, I think it was. And they took a picture of all the political leaders, and it was on the right, so they had Farage, Rupert Lowe, Ben Habib, I don't know, someone else. And I think only 7% of people in real life actually recognize Rupert Lowe's face. They didn't know who he was. It just shows you how online that man is and how well supported by Musk and all that, nobody knows who he is outside of Twitter, do they?
It's just like I said last time. I think he's literally just in it for the click money.
Yeah, for the money.
Because it's so much.
Yeah.
Why
absolutely.
Musk is so behind him and has turned on Farage now, I don't get it. Because he's not going to be successful.
No, there's no. I think Musk's just a disruptor, and I think he only knows the online world as well. And I think
so he's just a shit-stirring thicko.
Yeah, and Rupert Lowe fits perfectly into this online disruptor mode, doesn't he? And I think he's just putting all his money into Rupert Lowe, and Rupert Lowe's farming. I mean, you see how many tweets they put out. They must have like 30 people on their social media content team, just perpetually churning stuff through. But neither of them quite understand that it doesn't quite tick over into the real world. So, yeah, I don't know about.
Well, shall we leave the low-down, dirty, bin-dipping politics of reform and move down to the low-down, bin-dipping politics of Labour?
Yeah, go for it.
Because they are no better, let me tell you.
Yeah.
In a surprise to nobody who has empathy for Jeremy Corbyn. Because for the last 2 weeks, like I said before, I've been coming off the pod and chastising myself for forgetting to talk about the Labour Together scandal. She says, I should put my phone down, no screenshots are on it, my references. So, Labour Together are a think tank. Just consider shady Tory think tanks. Very little Siggy paper between them, from what I can gather.
Is it a Morgan McSweeney thing? Was it a Morgan McSweeney thing?
It was. He ran it. He, just let me
before he went into the government.
Yeah, he got into trouble because he didn't register the donations, which I think we've talked about before.
That's right, yeah.
And it was pre-general election. There was £730,000 worth of undisclosed donations. And they still McSweeney refused to disclose where they came from. We could all have a guess at that, which we'll go into later. And as a result, they got fined £14,000. The math ain't mathing. Electoral Commission.
Yeah. No.
So, according to this is their Wikipedia page, Labour Together, initially known as Common Good Labour, is a British think tank closely associated with the Labour Party, founded in June 2015 with the initial aim of bridging Labour factions, which is hilarious because they've done the very opposite.
In 2015, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Corbyn times,
Brexit, pre-Corbyn. Well, it was them who started. These people are responsible for the "it was a scam." They set Corbyn up. This is the irony of all of this. It switched focus to opposing the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn. It's funny how they phrase it, isn't it? And later supported Keir Starmer in the 2020 Labour Party leadership election. It works to measure public opinion and develop political policy. Its leading architect was Morgan McSweeney. The group supported Labour in the 2024 general election, as well as in the second term in the government. And then it goes on to talk about the failure to declare the donations. Now, what I will say, there's a lot of members of Labour Together that are also cross-referenced with Labour Friends of Israel.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So if we're wondering where their donations came from...
Don't have to look too far, yeah.
Incidentally, side note, Margaret Hodge is down to be, was it new chair of Ofcom?
Ofcom, yeah, that's right.
Which is a problem which we can talk about another time. Just wanted to get it in there to make people aware, because she is also a raging Trojan zebra. And they're just everywhere. They're parasites. And Labour Together are full of these parasites. And what they did in 2024 through MP Josh Simons, who was heading it up, who's the MP for Makerfield in Wigan.
Right.
He employed a massive PR agency to the tune, I think it was like £34,000 or something he paid them, to investigate people who were investigating Starmer. So the likes of the journalists Gabriel Pogrund, Harry York, Paul Holden, MP and investigative journalist Andrew Feinstein, and they went after the Canary.
Yeah, right.
And nearly finished them, because these people were investigating what Labour Together did to Corbyn to make up an anti-Semitism scandal and absolutely rail him almost out of politics and destroy him to the end. To the point where most people now, unless they're aware of what happened, will tell you Corbyn's an idiot. I've still not had anyone be able to explain to me exactly why he's an idiot, because he isn't. The man was tarred and feathered, and I'd say that if he was on the right, because what happened was so wrong.
Yeah, he was a target, wasn't he?
So the people I've just mentioned were digging into Starmer to figure out what type of man is et tu Brutus in 2020, in the 2020s. Except the people who pulled Corbyn down saw these people investigating Starmer as trying to do to Starmer what they did to Corbyn.
Oh, right, okay.
So they then employed this PR agency to go and investigate these people personally, and literally, like, invoking their families into it. It was like a bit like Hacked. Do you remember how they went after the journalist families? Exactly that sort of thing. And so it's now what happened. Pippa Creera's in on it, unfortunately. And I remember saying to you early doors, because it upset me a bit when I discovered, because she just started changing tack all of a sudden.
She did.
She was like a proper good lefty, and then all of a sudden she was like centre, right of centre, and I was like, what? And somehow she's fallen in with Labour Together. I don't know if they've threatened her, but she then at some point sent an email to, which one was it? I want to say Paul Holden.
Right.
Saying that she was about to release a story and she used part of his, I can't remember which book it was. I don't think it was Get In. I think it was the other one he did on Starmer. I can't remember what it was called. That's so annoying. But you can look up Paul Holden's books.
Yeah.
She pulled some information that Labour Together had decided Paul Holden must have been part of a hack to have got hold of. And they decided that Paul Holden was working for Russia.
Oh, really?
So Josh Simons went and sent information that this PR firm had uncovered to GCHQ, suggesting that the aforementioned people were Russian assets, with absolutely no information to back up, because he can't contemplate the fact that what you did to Jeremy Corbyn was so outrageously dishonest. That's what's got people to investigate Starmer, because what he did was so wildly terrible on a human level. That's why they're investigating him. Not because he's part of another plot from another country, just people investigating people doing terrible things.
Doing
they're
bad
batshit.
things, right.
They're down the rabbit hole, man.
It's called The Fraud, by the way. Paul Holden's book, Keir Starmer.
The Fraud,
Morgan
that was
McSweeney
it.
and the
Thank
Crisis
you.
of British Democracy, yeah. Just thought I'd
he uncovered it all. Well, he uncovered the It's a Scam.
I might have to read that. I've never read that, yeah. No, of course not.
I've got Get In. I still haven't read it, though.
Have you? Yeah.
Claire sent it to me.
I might chuck that on my book list. Yeah.
I already know how bad he is, though. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them.
Wow. Yeah, I like reading about the details behind things like that. It's interesting. Yeah, see, this is a thing that I'd been bubbling around the sort of media up and down, but I hadn't got my head around it properly. And just before you say, I noticed someone tweeting this morning about Pippa Creera that she hasn't posted a tweet. She hasn't tweeted for 6 days now.
She's done one and deleted it.
Yeah, she's sort of
been found out.
Yeah, so yeah, there's something really
she
off
was
with
working
that.
on their behalf, threatening Paul Holden.
I always thought she was one of the good ones, Pippa Creera. Yeah,
she probably was. And then she saw her arse, because she was like, do I join the cash for industry and throw away my reputation, or do I just keep plugging away as a job in journo?
Yeah, shame.
Oh, that extra money sounds tasty. Well, and don't forget, it was at the point where The Guardian was being sold, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Going through money problems, yeah. Definitely financial problems.
So whether that played into it, I can only theorise.
Yeah.
But it is now being investigated by the Propriety and Ethics Committee, and Josh Simons should have resigned if he knew what was good for him, because he's going to have to get hoofed into the sun. And Starmer's going to have to account for him as well. What's he going to say? He wasn't clear with me. Again.
It's just, he's just surrounded himself with all these people that are like liabilities, isn't he? Like, and they're just being picked off.
But they're all part of the same.
Yeah, they are.
The same devious collection of cynical, manipulative bastards who are absolutely anti-democratic with every fibre of their being by virtue of what they've done. It's appalling.
Yeah, well, Dodge. It is. It is.
And, you know, hopefully we can bring in the Hillsborough Law, which should see the back of a lot of this shit. But are they actually... The trouble we've got is it's not that we don't have the processes in place to stop these things happening. It's just nobody's ever following it up. And people know they can get away with murder because nobody ever chases it up.
Yeah, it's a systematic problem.
So if we make it the police's responsibility and not some committee in the House of Parliament, that's going to make a difference, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Also, the Hillsborough Law, for what it is, I wrote this morning, it seems like a good thing, but because they're not, the law only applies to the cabinet, and that's it. So backbench MPs can lie without fear, and it doesn't apply to the Lords, and it doesn't apply to local councillors.
It's pointless. What's the fucking point?
Exactly. It needs to apply to every level of politics, otherwise it's completely useless. It's just silly. And the cabinet, that's it. So you've got 20-odd people that it covers within politics, and that is it.
It's not
so it doesn't touch. No, exactly. It doesn't touch. Like the House of Lords, like Peter Mandelson's lies would still be lawful. You know, he wouldn't be able to be prosecuted for it.
Bleh.
So yeah, exactly. It's it's not nowhere near good enough, that Hillsborough Law. Nowhere near. Oh,
sorry.
All right. Was that a Peter Mandelson reaction? Physical reaction?
No, it's like genuine, like anxiety sick.
Is it?
It's my body's stupid reactive, isn't it? So after reason I'm this ill.
Yeah.
But they're going to all this work for what, half a solution? Fuck, Jesus.
But yeah, that's it. After all this time, yeah.
Josh Simons is cabinet, isn't he?
Can't tell you. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but I can find out.
Oh, God, you do this happen. Because he's making every excuse under the sun. I mean, you can tick off your bingo card, except fall on his sword and be honest. Because integrity isn't a thing anymore.
Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Digital Government.
Sniveling little shit that he is.
So, yeah, he is a minister, I think. Is he not? Yeah, he is. So, yeah, he's cabinet level.
The people of... Ooh!
What's up? Something happening?
Yeah, by-election in Makerfield.
Oh, that's not far from you.
Fun fact, there was... I know you come here for all your information and analytical data, people, but the other day, the Greens won a by-election in a place.
Yesterday.
So, yay! Okay.
Yesterday they did, yeah, in Leicester.
That's what it was. Oh, no, I thought you were out. Sorry, not Black Cat.
Cat or
Pixie,
person?
as we call her. No cat.
Oh, right, okay. Nice. Yes, 3 by-elections yesterday, 2 Lib Dems and 1 Reform. One Green Party, 1 no Reform wins.
That's nice. That's good news.
Nice.
We do try to bring the good news where it exists.
Leicester being a Reform majority cabinet, having a local by-election in their city and losing quite badly. I think they came in 6th place, Reform in Leicester yesterday. So, yeah. That's nice. Positive bit of news, isn't it?
So, yeah, that's the Labour Together scandal.
Yeah, interesting.
I think it's what we were talking about.
Yeah, it was, yeah. No, good. That's good. That's cleared things up a bit for me because I keep meaning to read about it and I hadn't. So I will do some more reading now because it's...
The people behind It's a Scam have been found out again. And rather than just, do the right thing, they hired a team of PR investigators and then made a load of lies up about a load of people who've done nothing wrong. Again.
Not acceptable behaviour, as usual.
People who've
in
never
politics.
been punched.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. So, let me cheer things up with a couple of funny things that I found online this week. One, what's the guy called? Not sure. Yeah, I'll name him because he's out there rage baiting constantly. His name is Matthew Harper, and he wrote a tweet yesterday. He said, "I'm calling for this is lots of capitals. I'm calling for the suspension of Keir Starmer from Parliament
The what?
and a full suspension of Keir Starmer from Parliament and a full investigation into all the Chagos surrender events over more than 13 years. Starmer, Sands, Powell, Mandelson, anyone else. As a British citizen, I believe this is my right." So he's trying to bring down Keir Starmer on his own one-man escapade. I said I think he's probably one tweet away from climbing the local leisure centre with a copy of the Magna Carta, that fella. I just found it quite amusing.
Didn't have the kids that night, no?
No, dressed up as Batman and climbed something. But his timeline's a skip fire of conspiracy theories, but I just found it quite amusing. But the other very good thing I found, which is from Bedford Borough Council. Have you seen this? No?
Go on. Try me.
Bedford Borough Council had a look into them as well. They're run by a Conservative mayor, but they're predominantly Labour and Lib Dems with a few Greens and stuff. They don't have a single Reform councillor within their whole borough, which is interesting. Yeah, not one, as far as I could see. But they responded to a post, which I think is on Facebook. It's either Facebook or Instagram. I know it's Facebook. From, I won't say who the woman was, but she said, "Funny you put Ramadan and Eid up first." This is decoration she's talking about. "It's a Christian country, first and foremost." It's like, okay. So Bedford Borough Council, I won't read the whole thing, but they basically stated that Ramadan was before Lent. So that's why we put up Ramadan stuff. And they then went on to say that
chronology is racist.
We went out to put out posts about. We put out a post about Lent, and it says the date of Lent is determined by the church calendar rooted in the decisions of the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. The official start of Ramadan traditionally depends on the sighting of the new crescent moon. Bedford Borough Council has no authority over the Council of Nicaea and was not responsible for the creation of the moon 40.53 billion years ago. I just thought that was a pretty fantastic response from the council to a racist constituent.
I'm trying to find something I retweeted before, and I can't. It's really annoying. It's quite funny. But it was something like, I'm going to butcher it if I do it. They said something about how this is the only time in something like 324 years that Eid, Lent, something else.
Yeah, I saw it.
And Prince Andrew getting arrested falls on the same day.
I saw that tweet earlier. Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh, I butchered it. Sorry. It was funny, if you saw the original.
Yeah. So, hat tip to Bedford Borough Council for responding to racist constituents with comedy and making them look a bit silly. So,
it's all you can do, isn't it, really?
Yeah. The only other things I've got are about America. Sorry, you go on.
I am getting increasingly pissed off with football, to be quite honest. Not necessarily the sport entirely, but Gianni Infantino of FIFA and UEFA's Alexander Serafin or Kerafin, I'm not sure which way you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Have both been reported to the ICC by many countries' footballing organisations for crimes against humanity and aiding war crimes in their promotion of the World Cup and assistance and infiltration to and with MAGA, it would seem. Because for some reason, Infantino was at yesterday's Board of Peace.
He was.
Which contains... Indeed. But the Board of Peace contains the leaders of countries who've got visa bans on them for the World Cup.
Yeah, it's mad.
Riddle me that.
I know,
anyone?
It's crazy.
Please? We're dealing with insane people. And I have some screenshots to read out for some facts, she says.
Yeah, there's some countries that can't eat that their citizens won't be able to travel to the World Cup because they're banned by American foreign policy. Yeah.
It says, yeah, I've just got the one page little. A formal complaint, a 120-page document filed by advocacy groups, Irish Sport for Palestine, Scottish Sport for Palestine, Just Peace Advocates, Euromed Human Rights Monitor, and Sport Scholars for Justice in Palestine, was sent to the ICC office of the prosecutor on February the 16th, as outlined in a joint statement released to The Athletic. I thought it was The Atlantic. The Athletic. The submitting parties also included a group of Palestinian footballers, Palestinian clubs, landowners, and a human rights organisation in Palestine. The allegations focus on FIFA and UEFA's inclusion of Israeli football clubs based in illegal settlements on occupied Palestinian territory that were built on land stolen from Palestinian people. FIFA and UEFA permit these clubs to play in leagues organised by the Israeli Football Association and host marches on the seized land, the statement added. They also provide financial and structural support to settlement clubs, some of which have played in the UEFA organised competitions. And there are dickheads out there who'll tell you to keep football out of politics.
Yeah,
you can't. Politics is involved in everything.
No, of course it is. We sort of mentioned it briefly before we were recording about the Board of Peace, and like there was a big meeting yesterday, wasn't there?
Idiots.
And as you say, Gianni Infantino, he of corruption in FIFA fame, launched a crypto meme coin as well called the FIFA coin yesterday.
That is wild.
Meeting with Trump and Jared Kushner, then the following day.
Who are these people buying this shit?
Announcing a pump and dump meme coin. It's just mad. It's just, this is what I wrote about last week. Who are the
suckers? I don't get it.
It's basically because they're celebrity linked, these meme coins, the way they're designed, like the Trump coin and the Melania coin and whatever. They're just a massive con. So people invest in them because they're tied to a celebrity and the celebrity's promoting them in it. And so they're bought up and then their value goes up and then just suddenly they're just
sad.
It's just a pump and dump, it's called.
Stupid.
Yeah. But Trump's all over that stuff. Yeah, all over it.
Yeah, but you see, yeah.
He's the crypto president.
See, but the funny thing is, if it's a FIFA coin, Infantino shouldn't in any way benefit himself, should he? No. The organisation and football should.
I bet you that doesn't happen, though. But did you see what Jared Kushner said? He said, nobody here, this was on his speech at the Board of Peace, he said, nobody here, and he sort of gestured around, is making any money from this, personally. You lying piece of crap. Trump, apparently, has allegedly, and I haven't double-checked this, but I'm going to for the next episode, has allegedly wants to take $10 billion out of the US government treasury and put it to the Board of Peace, which is a private enterprise.
For what?
This is what I'm saying. I'm going to read this. I've popped this. This popped up this morning, and I've bookmarked it to look into. But he wants to take the $10 billion out of the American government funds to sort of fund this Board of Peace thing, which is in no way affiliated apparently with the American government. So it's crazy. It's just it's just corruption in plain sight, but nobody seems to be like doing much about it. It's utterly corrupt. I saw Tony Blair give a little I turned it off, I told you, because I was so angry with what he was saying. But he was talking about building a £50 million football stadium and then Mediterranean beachfront apartments. I was like, oh, you've fully sold in the Trump kind of.
There is a 3-part documentary on Tony Blair on Channel 4 that was released, I think it was on Wednesday, that I actually watched all.
Have you? I haven't seen it yet. I
binged it because I was curious, because obviously he's the Antichrist.
Apparently.
And one thing I will say that I had escaped my memory at the time was that, and I think it's actually responsible for where he is now, the Good Friday Agreement.
Yeah,
cannot be forgotten.
Yeah, he was utterly pivotal in that. Yeah,
but I think that just backed up an already fairly sort of fizzling Messiah complex, And the guy just thinks he's been put on this earth to try and end disputes. Except, with all due respect, I'm not shitting on the Good Friday Agreement, but it's not.
No.
It's not a united Ireland. Yes, we've stopped, by and large, the bombings and the killings, which is great. I'm not besmirching anything they did.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly an ironclad united Ireland, is it? There's still a lot of tension. It's still an issue, especially with Brexit and stuff.
Well, yeah.
And, it's not where it needs to be even yet. It's better. But you can't take that very specific set of circumstances and apply it elsewhere where it's not relative. The problems in the Middle East go back far longer than is
centuries.
Healthy go back longer than is healthy for intellectual discussion.
Yeah.
To be honest, because we need to be dealing with the here and now, not 6,000 years ago. Shut up. I just know. We it's all human behavioural issues. And people think because they've got labels then that makes it okay. It's all very...
No, I turned Tony Blair off because he'd clearly just been bought and paid for by Trump now. So, well, it's certainly with this thing anyway.
It's an interesting 3 hours or whatever it was.
I'll have a watch of it.
I disliked it because it felt like me, because I disliked it because I came away disliking him less than I did when I started.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with Tony Blair. It seems like they're trying to wash him.
Well, no, there are good things in his past. You have to. I mean, you can't like the Good Friday, but he did do.
I can't. This Gaza business is a red line for me.
Well, yeah,
I don't give a shit if he was the pontifex. And even then,
but we can't be revisionist with history. We have to give him. But it's not just with him. Like anyone that's doing bad shit now, some of them may have done good things in the past. That's not how it works, Don.
You don't behave like the deputy prosecutor. What's the
DPP? Yeah, deputy public prosecutions.
That's the ticket.
Director of Public Prosecution.
You don't get to be the DPP and go, oh, because I've done so much good, now I'm going to be a democidal arsehole. That's not how it works. You don't get to offset this shit except in your own head.
No, I know. I'm not trying to make excuses for these people, what they do now, but you can't rewrite history and what happened, like
you said.
No, I know. But that's what I mean. We have to look back on these things and go, okay, yeah, fair enough. That happened and that happened. Doesn't change the fact that Tony Blair, as you say, is quite possibly the Antichrist nowadays. But, I don't know.
And even now, he said Gaza might sometimes get, not Gaza, so not even that, Iraq might keep him awake at night, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, he doesn't, there's no conscience involved. That's the psychological.
Even Campbell on it was like, sometimes I regret what I did. Sometimes I think it might have been the right thing to do, and it'll probably ever be thus. He was like, I thought that was quite honest. And, because he's had his come to Jehovah moment, hasn't he? None of that from Blair. And Mo Mowlam apparently said that he thought he was Jesus. And that's only going to have got more confirmed in his head with what he's achieved and done.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he becomes ambassador to the Middle East and...
Yeah, I was about to say. Well, if he thinks he's Jesus, he's like going back to,
more like Herod.
Judea. Yeah, exactly. He's going back to the homeland. But, yeah, I don't know. Mo Mowlam was instrumental in the Good Friday Agreement.
I loved her.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman. She did so much.
They brought John Smith up and that made me cry.
Did they?
I thought... I like Corbyn, I thought he's going to come and he's going to be great, and oh god.
Yeah, I know. It was a shame with John Smith. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. The border peace is just a nonsense, outright corruption in plain sight. So, but
worth noting who's taking part though.
Well, it is. But also on Trump, two things. Did you saw the thing about the aliens, like Obama was interviewed the other day.
Oh, surely Space Force can take care of the aliens.
Obama did an interview where he was asked if he'd seen the documents about Area 51 and the aliens landing and all this
give
stuff.
Me strength.
And Obama said, "Oh yeah, aliens are real." I think he was just tongue in cheek, and I think Trump fell for it. I think he took the bait, because then last night on Air Force One, he announced that, firstly, that Obama had broken national security by revealing this, and then Trump then put out a press release this morning saying, we're going to release all the files on UFOs and aliens tomorrow or something. Just, I mean, the distraction is just off the charts. So, but he said that last year about the aliens, Trump. He's just throwing more shit at the wall, I think. But after
we should never lose sight of the fact that he became president to avoid prison. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously conveniently making him a lot of money.
Even more rich than he was, yeah.
But he didn't really choose to do that job. He had to do it to stay out of prison.
Yeah, exactly. Well, after the breaking news this afternoon, we were on Friday the 20th, the Supreme Court in America has ruled that Trump's emergency tariffs that he's put in place across the world are not legal. So he's going to have quite the meltdown this afternoon about that, and I would expect a lot of stuff
your
coming out.
Extortion's been shot in the arse.
A lot of stuff going to come out on Truth Social this evening. He's going to be furiously typing away, and potentially
something else that came out that's not good is that it's been ruled legal for ICE to continue wearing face masks.
Oh, was it? I didn't see that.
Possibly in a state. I didn't catch it, to be honest.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I mean, for God's sake.
Yeah.
They're legalising the Fourth Reich.
Yeah. Well, did you see the big thing he put up on the Department of Justice yesterday? He hung a banner of his own face, like the height of the building, like Hitler, like Nazis. Yeah, exactly, like a Nazi banner, like a big, long, thin banner of him and his face on the Department of Justice, which is supposed to be impartial. Obviously not, but yeah.
America need to rise up, like properly, right, by sitting down, obviously. Doesn't have quite the same.
They could do with kicking out a certain visitor that appeared on their shores yesterday as well.
How did he get through customs with his criminal record, please?
Yes, Mr. Stephen Yatsley Lennon, a.k.a. Tommy Robinson, is now in America. Yeah. After fleeing to Spain 2 weeks ago, claiming that ISIS were after him. Turned out it was because if he didn't return to Spain that day, he would have lost his residency and had to pay Spanish taxes or something like that. That was the reason for his return to Spain. He's been there for about a week.
Avoiding taxes again.
Well, no. Yeah, exactly. I know. So he's had a bit of a jolly in Spain for a week, posting like lovely photographs to everyone. And now he's rocked up in America somehow. Because he's been turfed out of America a couple of times, I believe. Once when he went in through Canada, and once when he flew there on a fake passport, and he got arrested for that in Britain when they returned him. He's been nicked so many times that you're not allowed to visit America, are you, with a criminal record, in theory?
My friend, oh God love him, he applied to go to America, and he got nicked with a bag of weed 5 years ago. That was it. Didn't get any time. Probation. And he's doing this outdoor woodsman's business. He's been doing it for years now. He's got loads of qualifications for living outside like a madman. And he wanted to go over to North America because there was a course.
Wilderness.
Yeah, to go over and do a course in America. And he even travelled all the way down to London in 24 hours to go to the embassy because he had to go and be interviewed. And they still refused him.
Did they?
And he was going on. It was an organised tour. It wasn't even he was going on his own. It was like, we're going to these woods. This is already booked. Yeah. We've got this cabin, and
we'd be there at this point and back at this point. And yeah.
Yeah, that grifting little shithead.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely
it's unbelievable. Fine. So, I mean, he's clearly got friends in high places that have pulled strings to let him through customs at America because...
Oh, he's on the zebra ticket, isn't he?
Well, he is, and then he isn't, and then he is, and then he isn't. But yeah, I think he is. But
he is.
Yeah, no, he is.
The Rebel News is intrinsically linked, isn't it, to Israel?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think it is. But yeah, it's just, I saw the last thing I just wanted to mention about him particularly is when he put out a post last week saying that he was desperate for money because ISIS were coming after him and he had to flee the country. And he put out, as he always does with everything, a begging bowl. Please give me your money. This is a multi-millionaire, this guy.
Again.
And I saw a woman, I'm not going to name her, but she sent, this was 14th of Feb, so 6 days ago. His post was him on a sun lounger, right? A video of him on a sun lounger saying, thank you to everyone who supported me. And underneath that, I saw a woman put, with just over £40 in my bank, half of it was sent to help you and your loved ones keep as safe as possible. This lady had put this on Twitter. That's a mental health issue, right? That's cult behavior. That's a cult.
Yeah.
If she's saying, if that's true, I don't know whether it is, it's not verified, but it looks like a genuine woman. She's only got 40 quid in her bank and she sent 20 quid to that grifting knobhead. And then 4 days later, he rocks up in America at the behest of the American government, it looks like. And he's posting pictures of himself in like flash restaurants and flash burger places. And you know, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I wonder. He'll be doing the pod rounds, won't he?
Yeah, he's already done one.
Is he done?
Hello. I can't remember, but one of the far right podcasts. You're right. Anyway, that's enough about Yaxley Lennon because he makes me angry because he's just out for so much money. Talking about corruption in plain sight, him and Trump and all that lot are exactly the same. Just what we were saying about Matt Goodwin earlier. Politics. So it was reported by The Guardian 3 hours ago, Helena Horton, exclusive. Matt Goodwin, Reform UK's candidate in the Gorton and Denton by-election, has been accused by a young woman.
Sorry. Accidentally turned on Larry and Paul. I didn't mean to. They just came up.
He was accused by a young woman working at GB News of making inappropriate comments, which was sexually harassing. Now, update. A Reform UK source tells This Is Politics UK Twitter, we will now be issuing legal proceedings against The Guardian. This is demonstrably not true, and they know it. So, like, that's... And then Labour saying Matt Goodwin needs to come clean about these extremely concerning allegations. So there's something brewing with Matt Goodwin, definitely. And, like Reform throwing out the Trump playbook of, you say anything bad, we'll sue you. So we'll see how that plays out. But
I just had to pop onto YouTube out of nosiness. He's throwing out a lot of his own videos. His UTK nonsense.
Oh yeah.
But the first video that came up, from his own YouTube, Tommy Robinson in America, the stolen 2020 election.
Oh God. Oh, so he's becoming a Trump mouthpiece then. That's what he's doing. He's going over there to punt Trump propaganda then. I'm just trying to find who the podcast he was on. But yeah, I don't know. He's just a...
Who's Patrick Byrne?
Patrick Byrne. Don't know that name.
Oh God, he met General Flynn.
Oh, well, he was in jail until Trump pardoned him, wasn't he? He's an absolute wrong'un.
He's meeting all the very worst people.
The MAGA QAnon lot. Yeah, Flynn was the QAnon guy.
I can't.
Well,
he's just...
that's how he's got into America. Then he's gone full on MAGA / QAnon Trump conspiracy ticket. Yeah.
I wonder if he goes on Fuentes' podcast.
Oh yeah, probably.
But Fuentes is anti-Trump now.
Is he?
The mad people are losing their minds further. Yeah.
Yeah, rats in a sack and all that. But I don't know.
On that bombshell.
Yeah, I was just looking. Where are we? 1:50. Yeah, let's wrap it up for a Friday evening. And then if we go now, I might be able to get it out this evening. Yeah. So yeah, let's leave that for now, I think.
That's it. We have a nice quiet weekend.
Yeah. With what happens to Trump's today, I would imagine we might be back here on Sunday or something going, oh yeah, Trump's just bombed Greenland or something similar. Wouldn't surprise me.
We haven't even discussed Iran. Shit.
Well, I think let's wait and see after tonight, after what now his Supreme Court have turned down his tariffs. I bet that might.
Well, no, but the Chagos row.
The Chagos row.
That's very interesting. Well, Starmer's having to refuse him.
He's postponed
to use it.
He's postponed the Chagos deal because Trump's chucked his toys out the pram, hasn't he? Because Starmer said he couldn't use British air bases to launch attacks, didn't he? Which is nice because one of them's just up the road from me, RAF Fairford. I get the bombers and everything coming over the house.
It's okay out of Akrotiri, but not out of.
Well, yeah, exactly. They can go from Cyprus, just not from Fairford or.
It's nice to know we have a limit on our evil.
Yeah, as a plane spotter, I'm disappointed because I liked seeing the B-2 bombers going over. But yeah, yeah, no, I don't know. Yes, Trump got a bit stroppy. He said the Chagos deal, which he'd said was the best deal ever 2 weeks ago, was now the worst deal ever.
Doesn't suit him.
For the fourth time, he's changed his mind on it. But
yeah. You see, I thought the Americans had their own airbase on the Chagos Islands.
In Diego Garcia, yeah, they do. It's an American airbase, which
so Diego Garcia is part of the Chagos.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the same island group. So they rent that off of the United Kingdom as a part of a deal that they had going back.
So they wanted that and our airbase?
Yeah, well, they need Diego Garcia because it's of where it is strategically. They can get into the Middle East from the south.
They've got it, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. But the
RAF base on the islands, they can't use. Why do they want to use it when they've already got Diego Garcia? Or am I getting too into the weeds?
No, Diego Garcia has only got, I think, only American airbase. I don't think there's British airbase. Yeah. I think the British pay to use it.
There's an RAF in the Chagos, though, isn't there?
Yeah, but they pay America. So it's all really. I'm going to find my article now because I can't remember the in and outs of it. But
I thought we, nicked the islands, and so they pay us to rent Diego Garcia. It was on a 99-year lease years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
But I thought we had our own air base on the Chagos, independent of Diego Garcia. Did I get that wrong? Which I assumed was what was in discussions.
I'm finding it. So in the 1960s, this is from a very good political author on the West England bylines called Don McGowan. He wrote.
He's very good.
Yeah, apparently. So in the 60s, the UK struck a deal with the US to lease Diego Garcia to them for a military base, which would run for 50 years. In order to achieve this, the UK forcibly removed the entire Chagossian population of about 2,000 people to Mauritius and the Seychelles, widely considered to be an act of ethnic cleansing. Blah, blah, blah. Base in Diego Garcia was completed in 1970. I shouldn't be reading this like this, but I can't remember the actual ins and outs of it. Yeah, we pay America £101 million a year to have a presence there on their airbase, which they leased off of us. It's all very complicated, but we pay America to have an air presence there on their airbase, which used to be on.
So
British
they rent
soil.
an island off us to put an airbase on it, and we then pay them so that we can use their airbase.
That
makes no sense to anybody with a brain. I think it might be about to explode. What?
Right. Next episode, I'm going to come armed with more facts, so I don't sound like I'm just reading my own article. I'll get my
Enchant, my friend.
I'll get my ducks in a row on Chagos, and we can talk about it properly next episode. Yeah.
Okay, and also Iran. You do that. I'll do the Iran bit. There you go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. So come back for that on probably Sunday, Monday-ish. Maybe we'll do that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for now we should probably wrap it up and say have a good weekend to everybody.
Thank you for listening. Look after yourselves. It's a dangerous world out there.
Yeah. Don't have nightmares.
Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next week, all being well. I do worry.
Yeah. I know, yeah. Yes, all of that. And bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.